Hi, I'm Maggie, and for my Tech Fair project, I made a 3D printed prototype of a prosthetic leg. But instead of the bulky ankle joint, I made a ball to mimic the movements of a normal ankle.
Why did you create this project?
I created this project because I'm a competitive rock climber, and in the rock climbing community, there are a bunch of amputees, and their main issue is that they cannot point their toe to keep them into the wall, which that's what it does, is your toe pulls you into the wall. And without that, you lose a lot of balance. And so I saw the issue and I wanted to address it.
What steps did you take to make your project?
So the first thing that I did is I spoke to one of my close friends who was an amputee and lost her leg. And she did say that her main issue with her prosthetic is that the toe doesn't point because there's nothing made for athletes that are rock climbers. So then I took the idea that I had for the ball and I wrote all my ideas down on paper, and I had a few different options. And then after that, I decided to take the computer program Tinkercad, and I put all my ideas into Tinkercad and I started manipulating them to see which would work, and I worked with my teacher a little bit and she helped me out, and then I printed it out and I assembled just some of the pieces together.
Why did you use Tinkercad to make your project?
So I used Tinkercad because this is my first time 3D printing, and it was really easy for me to figure out how it works, and it had a lot of different options for me.
What was the easiest part of making your project?
The easiest part of making my project was probably getting all my ideas down on paper, because there were no restrictions of like measurements or what was going to realistically work or what like the size would be or proportions or anything.
And what was the hardest part?
The hardest part for me probably was like getting it into Tinkercad, because again, this is my first time. So it was a lot of figuring out how certain parts worked and then like getting it approved and making sure that it was all ready to be printed.
What would you do differently next time?
Next time I'm probably gonna print it out a little bit bigger so you can see it more real to the accurate proportions that I want it to be at. And also my next step is probably to speak to someone who makes prosthetics so I can talk to them about if my prosthetic would work or if there's anything that I could do to tweak it to make it better.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about your project?
I'm very excited to talk to the prosthetist, who is the person that makes the prosthetics, and see what their opinions are, and hopefully I can add that to my next project.
Thank you.